That is a cup of tea in a podcast. No, it's really not. That is the jar of names, and we should get out a name. And that name today is Dragonlord 55511. So we thank you very much for sticking around, and we make this video for you as well as everyone else. I think I saved that. Ruined my introduction, but I think I saved it. Anyway, welcome to A Cup of Tea in a Podcast. This is the cup of tea. And this is the podcast. Right, so if you want to go down to the skip list, it should be in the comments section at some point in the future. Maybe now, if you're listening to this later on. You can skip to this week's top updates, this week's topic, this week's question, and this week's goals. Update first. Bloody hell, I'm all over the place, aren't I? Okay. So there's a few things I want to discuss today, probably going to be quite controversial, but we'll get them out of the way. First things first, which is not controversial, it's a matter of time. This is the last episode of the podcast that's going to be released in August 2017, and that means that the next podcast is going to be the last podcast, which is probably quite ironically going to be actually the only podcast in a while that's been out on the actual day it's supposed to be out. Which is sad, but like I said, I think the podcast has run its time now. It's time to change it, move on to other things, and develop it further. And that actually brings me on to my next topic, which is still in the update, but it's my next updatey topicy thing. Right, so you remember about a week or two ago, I said I got to a point where I start thinking about doing a new channel, and I said, I've decided not to do that, and I've thought about it again, and I've got one of them minds where it's very tuned up for like solving problems, not mathematical problems, more like problems to do with like, mostly media, because that's what I'm training in, but other things on that same sort of line. So when I'm thinking about starting a new channel, I was like, but I don't want to lose my email address. I don't want to delete these videos. I don't want to do all this. My mind constantly works itself away to try and solve those problems. And eventually, it's just got to that point now where it's been 2 days now. And I've pretty much sold myself on starting a new channel. Which I know is typical of me. But I honestly think it's the best thing to do. Because I think what it is I do like my things like pristine and proper, and and I just think this channel so far at the moment is gone. It's because it's been so long been doing this channel. I've changed so much over time. I now know what I want to do, what I do it for, that sort of thing. That's what started all this, just trying to discuss what I want to actually do with the channel. But because I've done all that now and I've thought about all that, it's just made me think about doing a new one, starting again. Now, to hear the reasons why, because I know everyone's probably going to be up against all this, but here's the reasons why I'm thinking about this. J262, well, I would never delete all the videos. I'll keep them on here, and it'll always be here. I'm not going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to keep them on here, and I'll just start a new channel with a new name, and I'll just do things from there. That does mean I will do Assassin's Creed again, because I really like that, but I know that's just what I want to do personally. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably do that separately, and then I'll do the new formula that I've got in my head, the new formula, which is like 40-minute episodes, 2 like Let's Play things a week, and then 1 sort of new game, so there's still something new every week, thanks to the commenter that said about that, because that was really great thinking there. The other things I want to talk about as well with it is the fact that this channel it's not, because I know sometimes I feel like this is me trying to just escape things that go wrong, because this channel hasn't gone wrong. It's just it's the development that's happened over time, and it's just a changing that I want to make. So I sometimes feel like maybe I'm running away from it. Maybe that's why I want to do this, because I want to run away and start again. But it's not that, because I'm still keeping this up, and it's the fact that this is the journey. Like, you think about it, this has got like couple adventure stuff on it, this has got like the podcast on it, this has got the Let's Play stuff on it, and it's like that was like my practice journey. I know I've done some stuff before, but this is like proper practice journey when I'm proper taking it seriously. And it's like Couple Adventure now is on Couple Adventure videos on a channel, separate channel. And then obviously the podcast is changing and modifying to something better on Couple Adventure. And then obviously that's just the gaming stuff. So we're just going to use this for the gaming stuff. But what I'm thinking is just start again. We'll do different things with different things as well. I could talk about this all day. I've been thinking about it a lot, so I can. So that's what I'm thinking about doing a new channel, because what I'm thinking with that I'm just talking about there is I've now sort of got a theme of what I actually want to do with like what games I will play. Like I won't just play anything here, there, silly nilly. I'll actually consider the content I'll actually make, which Jorge has actually talked about in the past. But specifically, I've recently found out that my interests are very much aligned with a natural history. and sort of very closely offshoots of that as well, like space and stuff like that, and human history, that sort of thing. But that's the sort of things I like, like exploring, adventure, history, things like Uncharted, building your own sort of stuff like cities, and even history with terms like Assassin's Creed. That's why I think I like that. And I think with certain things, like say Prince of Persia, I know that's a bit of history, but that's not really my sort of game. It's not really the sort of type of theme that I want to do on this new channel. I want to more stick to things like Yonder. I do like Yonder, that's the sort of thing. But I'm thinking more along the lines of content on that sort of spectrum. Like I will do things like Witcher. I would love to do Witcher at some point because it's like a historical timepiece, even though it's magical, but it's like an RPG as well. So that's the sort of thing I was focus on. And as well as Viva Pinata, I'd love to do eventually as well, because that's more of like you build your own garden. It's like very naturey. It's very natural history type stuff. As well as, like I said, Assassin's Creed. I'll probably do those first again because I want to do them, which I know a lot of you don't like because I've done it like 3 times already. But then it's just that sort of thing. I need to stop talking about this. I need to move on. But that's why I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about doing that because I think it's going to be better for me personally to have more passion for it. It's not like I've lost a passion for this. It's just I think for this, I feel like I'm constricted by the past tenses that I've already done, because I'm very sort of stubborn and strict, and I stick to what I have. Like I have a route. I like to use that route constantly, and it's very hard for me to change that route. So what I'm thinking for me is personally is to make a new route where I can make my own new avenues and then go from there with the new thinking and planning that I've already done for what I want to do for the gaming stuff. Because I've done that gaming research already, but I'm thinking I can implement it better with a new channel. Which, that's pretty much the basics of that. That's what I'm thinking. But like I said, this channel will still stay up, so it's not like anything's going to change here. It's just I'll stop uploading here and put stuff out on another channel, and maybe it'll be slightly different. This brings up a lot of new questions, which we'll talk about later on, because it's been in 2 days, so I could change my mind, but I'm pretty sure this is what's going to happen, because uni's starting soon, so I'm thinking a fresh start would be nice then, particularly now the podcast is also leaving, which is another thing I was doing recently, and that's finishing next week, so it's like, it feels like it's right. That's all I'm saying to myself. It feels like it's right, and I can't stop thinking about it, which is why I'm thinking that's the thing I should do. And like I said, I'm thinking about the problems that were against it. They're changing more to the other side now anyway, so it's like, yeah, I think it's going to happen, and I apologise for that if you don't like that. But I'll still be here on Cub Adventure, and obviously that new channel. Don't know what the name is yet. I'm thinking about that. That's quite exciting. Trying to find a nice new name. But yeah, it's just, I think it's going to happen. Anyway, I guess I'll stop talking about that for now, and we'll move straight on. But I think that's going to be coming up later on today and some other topics when we talk about them. But speaking of which, we shall now go on to topics and discuss what videos are coming out this week. Specifically, I'm thinking about finishing off these Let's Plays I've got going on at the moment, just because it'll be nice to finish. I've started them, I might as well finish them off. And it doesn't mean my problem now, of having said that, I'm worried that I'm not going to be caring about these games, which I don't think is the case, because I recorded Fable 2 yesterday, and I still really enjoyed it. I'm very happy with the way they turned out, so I don't think that's going to be the case. But just to let you know what these videos are this week, we've got the podcast right now, so what you're listening to. Hello. Hope you don't mind about the new channel thingy. And then obviously later today as well, we'll have a Fable 2 adventure, which is called Family Tree, which I think is great because, oh my god, the family tree has started and it's so cute. And then on Wednesday we'll have 2 episodes of Dark Chronicle. Will we? Will we actually have 2 episodes of Dark Chronicle? I don't think we will. No, we won't. No, we won't actually. Or will we? Oh no, we won't. Oh no, we won't, because I don't plan to record until Friday. Oh, that's a problem I did not foresee. All right, okay. The schedule's changing then. So today we've got Fable 2. That's what we're going to watch. It's the Family Tree. You just talked about it. And then Wednesday we're going to have Fable 2 as well, and that's called Champion, because we are the champion of a certain little arena that reminds me of Overlord Raising Hell, which was quite nice. Also, I could do those games on their new channel, Overlord games again. Maybe I could be persuaded to do an Evil playthrough. Just saying. So then after that, there'll probably be nothing on Thursday, so I don't plan to record until Friday. So Friday we'll probably have Dark Chronicle episodes. Not sure what they're called yet, because I haven't played them, but there'll be 2 of those, 2 15-minute ones, so 30 minutes in total. And then on Saturday we'll have a Yonder video, which will be called something which I'm not sure about. Perhaps. because we'll talk about that later on then. Right, so this week's hint for videos is, I said it was something that Purple Cookies mentioned in her birthday video. Turns out I did not actually get that done. I could have pushed myself to record it today and get it out today, film today. But the lighting got dark very quick, plus I wanted to use a certain set which I can't have access to at the moment, so I'll probably do that after another video. So the next one's going to be, it's a certain challenge that me and Purple Cookies are going to do, and that will be hopefully out maybe on Wednesday, maybe on Thursday. I'm not sure which day, it depends if I'm up tomorrow before work, which is also my last shift at work for a while, which should also help with the new channel. Yes, so that is it for the topic, is that? I think it is, yes. Right, so after the topic, it is the Community Watch segment. This is where we talk about the lovely community, and that is you listening right now. Post a comment if you simply watch or listen, you're part of that community. Anyway, Mention Monday. These are the people that commented on the last videos since the last podcast. And we have 4 names this week, and we thank Spudley Dudley, Captain RH, Horrier, and Bernard Termier. So thank you very much for commenting. Let me know what you think of the new channel idea. I'm expecting most people are going to hate it, but I honestly think it's the best thing for me to do, because passion-wise, every time I think about it and talk about it, I get so many ideas that I just think it's the best thing for me to do. But let me know what you think, because that's what we like to talk about. Right, and now we go on to the Q&A. We have one from Spudley Dudley. It says, riddle me this, Sir JD of the 2 and the 6. What belongs to you, but other people use it more than you? What belongs to you, but other people use more than you? So I'm thinking about looks maybe, but then you do sort of use your looks. Smell. No, but people use more than you. Speech maybe? Because I suppose you speak more than other people with your voice, but your words and stuff are said more by other people. No, what about... Is it name? Because you get called, like, obviously, it's Dreaded262, hello. Maybe, but I'm not sure if that is the case, you see, because no, I don't think it is. No, because then obviously some people do use their name if they write it a lot on like signatures or sign their name and stuff like that, so maybe not. I don't know as well, I don't know. No, I pass. I'm probably thinking... I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just going to have to pass on that one. Like, name is... I think maybe name, but I think that's probably a little bit of a cheap cock-out if it... But I think it's maybe a bit of a cheap knockout if it is, because it's... Because other people do use it as well. Maybe looks, but then you do look in the mirror, so maybe that. But maybe that's along the same sort of principles where, you know, although you do look in the mirror, other people look at you more often, so perhaps... Oh, use it more than you, though. No, I don't know. It's one of those. I think it's one of those anyway. Right, so now we should go on to the subscribers. Last week we were at 1,396. This week we're at 1,410. That's an increase of 14 names, but no new names on the list. I had to actually try and find the subscribers page because YouTube has changed, and I couldn't find it. But I found it in the end, but no one else had subscribed on the actual list I could see. Also, what do you think of the new YouTube layout? I quite like it. There's a nice blackout feature, which I only managed to use once. But it looked good. I liked it. I like the black layout rather than the white one. Yeah, that's subscribers end. So, now we can go on to this week's question. But last week's question first is, what do you think about content on Cuphead Adventure? What do you think about all that sort of stuff? We had some really good questions this week, which I would like to talk about in a second, because Captain RH says he's quite content with the content on Cuphead Adventure. Content. Especially the creating and baking and making something. And to be honest, he would... Or she, I think it's a he. He wouldn't really know what kind of different content you would prefer on Cuphead Adventures. So, not very useful feedback from you. Yeah, no, that's not true, though. That is not true. By the way, he said that. I didn't say that. It's not very true. What you've said is very useful, because it tells you you're very happy with the content that's actually on there, which means I don't really have to think about adding new stuff on there. It's all pretty cool at the moment. Which, if we go on to what Horrier said, personally I think Cuphead Adventure has good stuff on it. I suppose you could do some reaction videos sometimes. Exactly, see, so Horrier's the sort of same line as well. He's enjoying what's on there anyway, so that's good stuff. You know, it's along the same sort. I'm doing the right sort of stuff that I need to do. In terms of reaction videos, though, I've done a few reaction things for like my vlog, and they didn't turn out very well, so I don't think reaction videos are my calling. But perhaps I can look at them in, like, do it more in the vlog, but then it's like, I don't know, I don't really do them very well. Like the Doctor Who finale in the vlogs, did you like that? I didn't think it turned out very well. And then Bernard Tamir said the Cup Adventure content is great, and I don't think you have to add new content type. But I think about something, I will let you know. And they talked about Avatar, which is, yes, a great show. I agree. So like you said, it's more of the same. Everyone seems to enjoy the content of Cup Adventures, so I don't really have to change that formula. That seems to be a pretty decent formula, which I think is great, which means I don't have to think about it too much. I do have some changes, though, but not big changes, like new things, like I want to do like a historical topic, like top 5 sort of thing, which I'm going to do soon. That's a little hint for you. Right, but this week's question is, there's quite a few. There's about 3, I think, 3. One of them is about like the Let's Play stuff with the titles. What do you prefer for titles? At the moment, I choose something that I said in the Let's Play. So like it's like Dark Chronicle, Episode 2, Little Tommy. Yeah, because I've said Little Tommy in the actual Let's Play, in the actual video. Do you like that, or do you prefer more descriptive titles, such as, say, what we're playing, say, A Fable 2 Adventure, Episode 2, Bowerstone Market, because we're in Bowerstone Market, or... say something like Dark Chronicle, Episode 3, trying to think of a place, Venetio, something like that. So it's very descriptive about what happens in it or stuff like that, because I'm not sure which I prefer. I've always stuck with the something I've said in the Let's Play, because that's nice. It's given me a nice creative touch. So I can add like some stuff like Family Tree, it's quite descriptive what I do, but then it's not that descriptive to say what's happening. So if you were to see that, you won't know what exactly I'm doing. So if you're looking at it as like a walkthrough, it doesn't tell you what it is. So let me know what it is. Like I said, I'll probably use these for the future videos on this channel. That's going to be for a few of them, Fable 2 stuff, and on the new channel as well. So let me know what you think. Next one, there's quite a few this week. I hope you're typing out as we go along. What do you think about the new channel thing? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? I personally think it's a good idea. Like I said before, I think it's a nice new start for us. But let me know what you personally think, as well as everything I've said about keeping stuff. One other thing I'm thinking about as well is I've been looking at another video that I can do called City Skylines. I know people on this channel want me to do that as well, and I'm really getting into it. I've watched some stuff before, but I've watched it now, and I'm seeing that people focus on the roads, and it's like, oh, that sounds boring. But then I'm trying to look at it. I'm trying to work out how he's doing the roads. And I'm like, I have no idea what these things are. I didn't even know what an interchange was, to be honest. I think I had an idea, but not 100%. So then what I had to do is I had to go away and I googled what an interchange was, and I looked at all the different interchanges. There's like stuff like a diverging diamond interchange, and I saw him create it, and I was like, oh my god, that's great. And then I saw another thing called a cloverleaf interchange, I think, as well, and I saw like a time lapse, and I saw someone build it in it. I'm like, oh my god, I know what that is. So that's the sort of thing I want to look at on the new channel, like things like that, where it's like, it's more, the best way I can describe it is the theme is like natural history sort of stuff, like it's the evolution of man, the evolution of like technology, that sort of thing. And it's like, that's the sort of theme I've got, I've got a theme and everything. You see, that's why I'm thinking of doing it, because I can hear the passion in my voice, and I know when I'm doing that, I'm onto something. So that's why I'm thinking that. But that's the second question. Third question is, any ideas for new names for the channel? Like, I'm thinking of a few things, but most of them are taking, so I don't really have any ideas. I would like to, like, one of them is like maybe something like Dark Cloud, I was Hero JD, so maybe something like that, like me JD or something. I don't know, something like along them lines. Or do I go along the lines of something to do with T, such as like the one I had that I was already taken was Quality, because it's like quality. It sounds like that, so it's like quite nice fun. But then it makes me sound like I'm Australian, and I'm not. And then I thought maybe about Tea Time Adventures, because we're doing adventures, and you can watch it when you're drinking tea. We've always something like that. But then that makes it sound more like food. So it's like, it's just these troubles that I'm trying to do, and that's the sort of thing I like to do. But that's your third question. Is there any others? I think that's about it. And I'm sorry for a lot of questions, but there is a lot. Yep. Okay. Then we'll move on now to goals. So the last week's goal was to get the podcast out on Monday. Didn't quite work. It was a little bit of a fail, mainly because I was getting stuff done yesterday, but it was rather slow. And I just ran out of time eventually. I had to do other things I personally have to do for myself, and I just ran out of time. Pretty much just ran out of time, which is sad, but that's what happens. So yeah, one day late, but not too bad. Not too bad indeed, so that's good. So next week's goal is to get the last podcast out on the actual Monday. The first one in like ages for the last podcast. Hopefully that'll work out, but we'll see what happens with that. But that is it. Felt like a long one, but there's a lot to discuss about the new channel ideas. But as I've constantly said, I think it's the right thing to do. I think personally it's nice to have like a refreshing start. What I'm personally thinking though is to make it a little bit more of a game, to find the actual channel. Like, not just tell you, oh, like the video up saying new channel. I probably won't do that. What I might do is I might leave hints, not hints, but quite obvious hints as to what it is, and then that way only people that actually watch can come over. Because I'm not too bothered about the subscriber count. Like, I'm more interested with the actual community members, such as yourselves, who actually comment and watch and, you know, are actually part of the channel. So those people, I feel like, would be able to find it through the way that I would probably announce it, if that makes sense. And don't worry, it's not a Twitter thing or anything like that. But I think that's for the best, just so that we can all sort of naturally find it, and it'll be nice when we find it. Obviously, you know, still up in the air. I'm not too sure about that, but that's what I'm thinking about. Are we done? I think it is done. Yeah. So I'll finish this cup of tea anyway. Ugh. Need to have brewed a bit longer. That. Trying to find the right perfect time to brew a cup of tea. 2 minutes is too soon. It needs to be a bit longer. Tastes a bit like water at the moment. Oh, and just to say, I know a few names that I've been looking at. I found like a load of tea puns. That's quite fun to look at. If you ever want to Google that, that's pretty fun. There's like oddity. There's like there's community on there, which you know we always talked about. There's I'm trying to find them now. I'm just scrolling down on my page. There's some really good ones though, and I absolutely adore it. So that's why I'm thinking about that. But then I don't know if I want to stick with that sort of name. I don't know. But it's so fun, honestly. If you ever want to check it out, it's great. Oh no, I can't find it. Ah, what a shame. Yeah, but there's some really good ones on there. If you ever want to Google it, it's pretty fun. Yeah, that's that then. I guess we'll go with what film was last week. That was it. That was the one we need to do. Right, so last week's what film was Can You Dance? And it was, yes, at least I think again. It's from a film called Ballerina, which is a sort of little known animation film, which is actually really good. It feels like sort of like it's got some sort of like teething problems, I guess. I don't know what the company that made it, if they've ever done anything before. I don't think they have. Don't quote me on that though. But it feels like the actual film's got a few teething problems itself. But it was actually a really good film, and its critics actually really enjoy it. I think it's getting like 8 and 9s, which is really good for a film, especially if it's a first film for the company, which I think it is, but I'm not sure. But yeah, good film to check it out. But I think that is it for now. One last podcast left next Monday. And then I'll be going to uni, so that's why I'm sort of stopping it. And I'll also change it into something different. That's the reason why I'm doing the different stopping the podcast. But then I'll still be doing my vlogs, which will probably adopt some of the podcast attributes. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can check it out on that, see what's going on. But yeah, it's quite sad. 162 episodes we'll have at the end. So obviously that's a long time. That's about 3 years. God, that just makes me want to start a new channel more. You know, this is one's part of our adventure, this JD2 accounts, where we sort of find out what we want to do, and now we can sort of finalise that into what I'm actually going to be doing. So just Cupboard Adventure and a new gaming channel, which I think is for the best. But yeah, you got your questions this week, you got your homework. Let me know what you think. I'll very much like to appreciate it. Try and convince me not to do a new YouTube channel if you think that's best. But I'm pretty sure, I'm telling you now, I think I'm pretty convinced, but it's only been 2 days, so who knows? It could change. Anyway, sorry, I seem to be talking a lot because I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying having a chat because, like I said, with the new YouTube thing, I like to discuss things and make sure you know what I'm thinking so that I can find out what you're thinking and we can all come to something together in the end. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it now then. Okay then. Plus it's because it's also I can't stop because it's the last podcast next week as well. It feels like it's like got to make the most of it now, you know. Yeah, look back at 162 weeks. Yeah, it is 162 weeks, 52 weeks in a year. So that's over about 3 years. Blimey, it's been a long adventure, but the adventure continues, and we go on to brighter and more profitable and meaningful adventures in the future. But that is it for now then. I'm going to finish this cup of tea because I've still got some left. And now I'll say, until the next time we meet, farewell. And I'll leave you with what TV show? Zukazama Zom Zom Zom. Zukazama Zom Zom Zom. Bit of Swahili for you there.